The Information Man Show.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Country is doomed. This country is doomed. It is doomed not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European.
What's up, everybody? Peace. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Everybody in the chat room, let me just say this right now. I appreciate everybody waiting. I was having some technical problems, had to reboot a few things. And so I worked through them and wanted to go on a lot sooner. So I have to give everybody kudos that was waiting around in the chat room for my you know what. Thank you. I played that audio right there of Joe Biden because I have a lot of questions to ask people in the chat room. So tonight I will be taking or looking at your questions in the chat room. I'm going to pull something up here. Hopefully this is working. I'm going to test this out first of all before I get started. Let me know if everybody can hear me, if my sound is coming through nice and easy, not too harsh. But I want to see if this is working. And looks like I'm having some technical problems with that. Okay, here we go. So it's working. We got my man, Sir, in the house. Brown Girl is in the house. Earl Owens. Carolina Love is in the house. Be the Difference Clothing. Davis is in the house. Kay Davis is in the house. I said that before. DOD had a birthday. So happy birthday to you, brother. Fatora Afro is in the house. Thank you for being here as well. Brother Sir, as I said before, I'm pretty sure there's people that have been waiting a long time, so I really apologize for that. We got Natro. We've got Peggy Roster, Panda's Hair, Candy. Everybody check out Panda's Hair. She did a really good job with an interview. She did an interview with me that was a pre-produced interview on her channel. I'm going to be pushing that and promoting that particular stream. But go over and check out the interview that I did with her. It was a fantastic interview. She did a great job. She was a fantastic host. And I just want to give her kudos right now. I just want to give her kudos for inviting me on her platform and letting me be a part of the fun over there. Thank you for all coming over here. We got my man Earl Owens. Just to let you all know, tomorrow I'll be on live. I won't have these technical problems tomorrow because I'll be using something else that I use. StreamYards, of course, I use when I'm interviewing people and things of that nature. So tomorrow I'll be on live with Ray Alexander. We're going to examine particularly a profession, semiconductor and microchipping technology, an area that is underutilized. Not a lot of people are coming out of school with degrees in this particular profession, but it's a profession that yields you a lot of money. It is the future. And so it is also, you can work in STEM as well. And it's something that we need more black people involved in it. I am particularly focusing on black men, but this goes for black women as well. We got to get into these technological types of professions because they are where the future is going and they pay damn well.
Tell the truth.
So we're going to talk about that, that field and I think Earl Owens, who's in the chat room, left me a message saying that he's worked in that particular field, so he knows a thing or two about it. Let me say what's up to A View is a View, who's just come in the house. Earl Owens says, info, I worked in semiconductor industry himself. So hopefully if I open up the chat room tomorrow, I can get that brother on. We got TV rolling with OCCOV. Thank you for coming over. What's up, Information Man, Murray, Jerry Blige. Hey, thank you for coming over. So I want to get into this right now. Hopefully, as things go along, I'll be able to call everybody out. What's going on, Sister Gail? Rude is in the house. DOD, as I said before, just a lot of great people coming in. So we're gonna see how this whole thing plays itself out. Let me refresh a couple areas over here on my computer. Let me refresh over here on this computer right here. And I want to get going right now. I didn't want to make this a long stream tonight. Let me see what's happening as everything is freezing on me. All right. Hang on, folks. I'm waiting for my computer to reboot something. I'm having technical problems again, and I don't know why all right now. So hopefully this thing will... Let me just get into it right now. Hopefully you all can see me. I'm having some problems on my screen. Everything has gone like in the black, but I know everybody can see me. My screen may be frozen, so I'm gonna try to work through the difficulties. So let me fix something over here. And all right, so I'm back on working through the difficulties, and I don't know why that happened. Hang on, folks. Why this is happening right now. So I'm going to have to like scrap that right for now. That's just not working right now. So I hope everybody out there is having a good weekend. Excuse the technical problems that I'm having right now. Let me click something again. I'm going to click on, because I want this to work. I want to be able to put everybody's comments on the screen every time I have a chance to open up the comment section. So just give me a chance to get that popping. And while that's popping, okay, so that's working. I don't have to restore that. Okay. And let me say peace to Craig R. Always good to see you over here, brother. Let me see. We've got Tiffany Jackson, one of the mods in the chat room that's coming in the house. I think this is Keedag, Kenda. Thank you for coming over. And we got Bunker TV coming in the house right now, which I appreciate. So let me take this off the screen here. This is all working nicely, and I'll be able to see people. I'm doing a couple of technical things that I'm trying to get fixed here. There we go. Now I can see the chat room over here a lot better. So I'm working on multiple screens here. So this is the question, folks. You heard the soundbite that I played from Joe Biden. Let me play you another soundbite. That's the soundbite where Joe Biden was caught on audio just this past, what was it, summertime or what have you, or last year, when he was talking to the NAACP and all these different members of the Congressional Black Caucus, all these who's who of black politics. And he talked down to them. And then he had a nerve to say that America is doomed, not only because of black people, because of the fact that you also have a country that's becoming very much not dominated by white society. And as in my title, the Biden administration reportedly is considering a $450,000 payment to families separated at the southern border. I want you all to understand where I'm coming from with this. I don't want to come off as cruel or insensitive and things of that nature. But the truth of the matter is, those folks that came over from the southern border, whether it be straight out of Central America, which they said a lot of these folks came over from Central America. I don't know how they could walk all the way to the border and be walking around with clean slippers on. And how could you travel through all of that with children, which makes you wonder, was the whole thing staged, or did someone put them on a bus and drive them halfway and then let them out? Is this a political ploy going on here? But there's something about everything about what's happening on that border that's weird. We already witnessed what they did to the Haitians. They came over. They had patrolmen right there with horses, with those, some say it wasn't whips, but it appeared to us as black people in America that they were giving them harsh treatment as they were walking into Del Rio, Texas. But they neutralized them, send them back home, put them on a plane like yesterday. The migrants who came in through Central America, so they tell me and you, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
They've been over there by the border and nobody has put them on a plane in a droves the way they put the Haitians on a plane. And the Haitians were over there for 3, 4, 5 damn years. Oh, matter of fact, 10 years. And they act like they never had seen it before. Oh my God, we got all these Haitians over here. They were able to move them out, get rid of them and fly them back to their countries. Even when Haiti said they couldn't handle the influx of all these people, they took them back right away. There was no, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. Nothing like that. Just take these Negroes back where they come from. There was no lottery ticket for the Haitians. Folks from either Mexico or Central America, they took the trip without a guarantee that they were going to get citizenship. Those mothers and fathers, as cruel as it sounds, as what I'm saying may come off cruel, those mothers and fathers put their children at risk. They put them at risk with the hope that they were coming into this country with no freaking guarantee. And now they just hit the damn lottery. The Biden administration is reporting considering making a payment approximately $400,000 to each person separated from their family at the southern border. The United States Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and Health and Human Services are in talks to offer each person who had been separated $450,000. The Journey reports, citing multiple sources close to a decision. I'm asking black folks now, those black folks that were on those cotton fields, those of us black folks born here in America, who ancestors, great-grandfathers, great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grand uncles, great-great-great-great-great mothers, great-great-great-great-great-great, who were on those cotton fields of Alabama, cotton fields of Mississippi, cotton fields of North Carolina, or tobacco fields, that have been on those plantations where black people, this is the history, where black people were separated. You had babies born to black women. Those babies could be sold to another plantation down the road or in another state, and that black woman would never see that child again. A black man could be sold to another plantation, never to see his daughter, his wife, ever again. A black woman could be sold on that plantation, never to see her husband, her kids again. America owes black people a debt.
Tell the truth.
They tell me and you that they don't have the money, that it will bankrupt the country. I've already did the numbers. You can go on my channel, look at the reparations video I did. I broke it down. The United States of America spends more money in foreign aid to other countries. Our tax dollars going to other people, in military expenditures, all sorts of political expenditures. Joe Biden, I did a podcast on the second channel, the Information Man Speaks podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. I did a podcast audio podcast breaking down the fact that not too long ago, Joe Biden, in both the Democratic Congress and the Senate, passed a bill, $3.6 billion, to give some of that $3.6 billion, some of that money is going to go to Afghanis, just came into the country, just by the thousands. They're spread out all over our country. They're getting government benefits out of that 3.6 billion. Black people can't get nothing. We've got black folks on social media and all types of social media here on YouTube. Yes, here on YouTube. We got black folks here right on YouTube saying we don't need no reparations. Why y'all want the reparations? Y'all ain't never gonna get it. Oh, if you give black folks money, they're gonna spend the money. It's none of your damn business what any of us do with our money. We're the only damn group. We're the only damn group that will argue over something that have to do with our ancestors, which is a debt paid forward or debt that should be owed to us. Every other group has been paid. Japanese people have been paid for what has happened to them. Jewish people are being paid. They get the Jewish community got 3 billion marks. The Japanese got about what, 20 in the 1940s, they got about $20,000, which equal to about $40,000 a piece. Now you say, well, it ain't a lot of money, but that was a lot of money back in the 40s when they were put in internment camps. Black folks haven't even gotten $20,000, a $10,000 check. And then for you individuals out there that say, well, Info Man, how can you determine who was a slave, who wasn't a slave? We don't even have to look at slavery. We can go right to the 1950s when you had Jim Crow, redlining, black people getting their land stolen from them, being blighted. You can look at all those unjust laws that took place. Segregation, taxation without proper representation. Oh, let's talk about black men that were killed, hung from trees like fruit. We as black people got to get our shit together. Every other group does not argue about money that the government is giving them. Do you think that those folks from Central America and from Mexico that came over here illegally and now, bam, they won the lottery? They're about to get some money, y'all. Each family's going to get $1 million. Oh, I haven't even gone deeper into it. Check this out. Let me read this to you all. The Wall Street Journal first reported on Thursday, this past Thursday, that Biden administration is in talks to offer separated migrant parents and children around $450,000 per person. But this is not just that, folks. That would mean that if a parent and a child were separated at the border together, they would be eligible for a combined payment of $900,000. Do you hear me? $900,000. Black folks haven't even got $1 from this country, let alone $9,000 for our ancestries. In the oppression of our ancestors. Now, they're paying these folks that money because this is how they're getting the money. They decided to go across the land, which I don't think they walked all the way across. I think there was buses that brought them halfway. I've seen video on this. But nevertheless, they decided to come from their country to come to our border with no guarantee to get in. You can make an argument that they made a bad decision as parents. They put their kids at risk for being separated. Now, all of this happened under the Code 45 administration, Donald Trump. It was his administration. See, Biden's got to clean up the bullshit from the Trump administration because the Trump administration had a no tolerance on this issue. And then those people were just at the border. The Trump administration didn't address this issue. It got worse it got bad under Trump, and then it got worse under Biden. So now Biden calls himself trying to clean it up by giving these folks money. So they just hit the damn lottery for coming over here, no guaranteed of citizenship, making a foolish decision to bring their kids over here and put their kids at risk to the point that they've been separated from their kids. No fault, all fault of their own. Let me say that. And I know I sound very insensitive to some people out there listening, but it's the truth. They put their families in danger. Now, when you look at black people historically in this country, we didn't have a choice. Black folks didn't get on no ship from the continent and say, let me get on this ship and go all the way to America and hope that I can, hope that they don't put me in slavery and that I can be free here. Black folks didn't do that. Black folks were put in, those of us who have ancestry from the continent of Africa, those ancestors came over here into Brazil. 4% of them came into America, and they were put into shackle slavery, and the families were broken up and sold off. Why hasn't the United States of America paid the debt to black people in America who had our family members sold off? To those of you right now in the chat room, those of you in the chat room and all of you, look at each other. Look at me. Look at your family members. Look at people that you know. Some of us might be cousins. Some of us might be brothers and don't even know it. Some of us might be related to each other and we don't know, because there were so many black people that were sold off in slavery to different plantations. And United States of America has failed and has failed to recognize the debt that they owe our people. It seems like everybody else can get some money. Now, when black people are demanding a debt to be paid, because power conceives nothing without a demand. I think Frederick Douglass said that. And you have black folks that look just like you that would say, well, you're looking for a handout. Won't you go say that to the Jewish community? You got a handout. Why don't you say that to the folks that's probably going to get this money from the Joe Biden administration, and Joe Biden does not want to address, or any administration, it's not just Joe Biden, it's been every damn administration that does not want to address this. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, they just had a conference on this at the United Nations. All the other African countries, including the Caribbean, they were all lobbying for their case against Great Britain. So for those of you out there that keep saying, well, you know, ADOS is a separative group, you guys are against people from the diaspora of the world. Guess what? The people in Jamaica, people in the Caribbean and Africa, when they went to the United Nations, they weren't talking about, hey, by the way, won't you help get some reparations for our brothers and sisters in America? They didn't say that. They were singularly focused on their issue. They didn't say, hey, what about our brothers and sisters over there? No, they were talking about their issues. But check this out. All the countries that owe money to black folks in the whole diaspora of the world didn't even show up to the United Nations for this conference. Oh, yes. The Great Britain didn't show up. France didn't show up. Oh, guess what? The United States of America did not show up. Joe Biden didn't show up. There was no representation, and not even representation from the Do Nothing Black Caucus. A damn shame. Didn't even show up. We just had the ADOS conference, and we all know the situation with that. It did not have a great turnout. And I know people want to make fun of Tone Talks or Yvette Carnell and say, oh, look, ADOS is falling off kilter. It's not winning. It's not winning, not because of them. It's not winning because we're not dedicated as a people like other groups to unite under one issue that will benefit us all, no matter whether you're a middle-class black person, poor, or otherwise. We can't even come together under a singular issue that would benefit us all. Because we keep arguing about, well, how much money do you give black folks? Or we're arguing about, well, if you give this black folks some money, they're going to spend it. Or y'all ain't never going to get it, because if black folks thought like that back in the 60s and 50s and 40s and 30s and 20s and 40s, we would have never been out of slavery. If we have to listen to Negroes talk about what we're never going to get, those are the same Negroes that would be the sellouts on the plantation. Those are the same type of black folks that would tell the overseer where you escaped to leave the plantation. They would be the same buck dancing sellouts. Don't even waste your time having conversations with people like this. Reparations isn't just about what we're going to get right now. I'm 51 years old. It's not really about what I'm going to get. It's what we're doing to fight for the future, for our future generations. So what you do today can open the door for future generations. What Dr. King and those in the civil rights movement did wasn't for themselves. It was for future generations. Guess what? We are that future generation, and we benefit. We're benefiting right now. Let me see. We got Kiki in the house. We got Chris CC in the house. We got the Bunk TV. Let me see who else. Tiffany Jackson, Craig R. We got the Reigning Woman in the house. Thank you for coming over. Be the Difference Clothing. Cher is in the house. Few people, good people in the house here. I really appreciate everybody. I'm gonna give you a clap there. I'm telling y'all, if we have to ally, the problem is that we're not on code. And if you're not on code, nobody can take you serious enough. So we can't look at the ADOS, and our problem is that we're always looking for a messiah, one or two individuals to lead us. Whether we get reparations or not, but whether we get it has to do with what you do as an individual. It can't be just on two individuals, one individual that you say, oh, they're the leader of the movement. There should not be any leader of a movement. We are the leaders that we're looking for. In California, where I live at, we've got we got a bill in Sacramento, California, the 2131. We're looking, I think 3121 bill, which is another bill to study reparations. Now, Joe Biden said that he was going to be this transformational president, right? He got 93%, 96%, 93% of the black female vote, 86% of black male vote. Kept talking about how he was going to make these changes, make those changes, and black people have yet to get anything. They can't even pass the George Floyd bill. They can't even pass the voters' right bill. And we're the main ones that's going to be affected by that. They can't pass anything that's related to our issues. When Biden was asked directly on the campaign trail about reparations, he starts talking about other groups. He starts talking about the very people that are across the border who came over into the country illegally. Check this out. They're going to get money whether they came here illegal or not. So they came over, broke the law, and they're going to benefit economically. While black people in America who are the descendants of those that were enslaved, We get zero. We get nada. They don't even want to talk about it. When they talk to us, it's about a goddamn study, HR 40, a nothing burger bill. Not even a bill, just a goddamn study. Remember, Joe Biden went to Tulsa, Oklahoma during that centennial, and you had Miss Fletcher, 107 years old. She was a little kid when she saw the massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Another was clapping for him like he was Jesus Christ, like that. And he did a whole bunch of talking, but he never said, I'm going to give a reparations package to the descendants of the folks that are here. He gave them the money. Did they get $450,000 a piece for the descendants of those that are the children of those that were slain and killed? Did Miss Fletcher get money from the government? Now, they scraped up a couple of 100,000 for her. They scraped up some money, but that was because of controversy. Her family and they were trying to use her as a prop. And they said, well, wait a minute. Everybody seems to be making money off this event. What about Miss Fletcher? So there was some rumbles because at first she wasn't going to show up along with her brother. And then some kind of way they got some get right and they decided to give her some money. But it didn't come from the federal government where it should have come from. Now they're building a museum out there. Once again, just give black people symbolism. Not tangibles, but symbolism, another symbolism. We're going to give you a museum so you can walk around and watch the suffering of black people, the suffering of what they did to you. Yeah, people need to know the history, but why is it that the only thing that they want to give black people in America is symbolism, museums and statues, just like George Floyd. George Floyd gets killed. What do? They give you a statue. While Black Lives Matter makes what, $190 million, didn't even give any money to Michael Brown's family, didn't even help them out in their movement. Many of their chapters, you got members of the Black Lives Matter, they going and buying fancy houses, fancy neighborhoods where black people don't live. Earl Owen says, according to Jim Crow, Joe, I'm not black. Maurice says, hey, brown girl. I want to say peace to everybody in that chat room. We got Allison, Mick Grill is in the house, Chris EC, brown girl, Be the Difference. Just a lot of great people that's in the chat room right now. But what I want to do is I want to play for you exactly the audio of what I'm talking about when Joe Biden was asked a very important question. Let me get to this right now because I want you all to hear it for yourself, not just from me, but I want you to hear it for yourself when Joe Biden was asked the question on the campaign trail so you can understand where I'm coming from. So let me find this. Give me 1 minute, folks. Here it is. Let me pause this, bring it right back as where I want. Let me read one more thing for you on here. I just got to do this. The talks are part of a negotiations between the Justice Department lawyers representing the separated families in numbers of tons of cases that have claimed the family's experience. So there's about, 5,500 family members within these migrants that were separated. Now, let me just say this. I think it's a bad thing when children are separated from their parents and parents are separated from their children. And I think it's a bad thing to treat children who are innocent in this whole thing because their damn parents decided to bring them over here in these conditions. I think it's a damn shame when children are treated like animals and put in like cages or something like that. But my point I'm trying to make is you have one group who came from a country that's their country. They traveled, so we think, came to the border. They tried to sneak into the border. And now they've been given all this it's become political. They've been given lawyers to argue their case. The Haitians tried to come over. There's no lawyers arguing their cases. They've been sent back by the droves. These folks are now going to be rewarded $900,000 combined, close to $1 million, $450,000 per child per person. So that means, let's say you got a family with a father and a mother, and you got 3 kids. That means 3 kids. That's $450,000 per kid, $450,000 per parent. You do the goddamn math on that. So what about black people that were separated? What about black men and women who had their land blighted and stolen from this country, who have been disenfranchised? Where is the debt that's paid you? If you're going to pay this group a debt for what you did to them, why can't you come out with a reparations? Now, let me play this for you. This is Joe Biden some time back. I've played this before, but let's play it again. This is when he was running for president, and he was asked a question about reparations, and then he come talking about immigrants. That ain't got a damn thing to do with black folks in America, who built the damn country, by the way. Let's play it.
Generational theft of the wealth of generations of African Americans. And just crossing out a racist policy and replacing it with a neutral
talking now
is not enough to deliver equality. Harms compound, just like a dollar saved in its value compounds over time. So does the value of a dollar stolen. And that is why the United States must act immediately with investments in minority-owned businesses, with investments in health equity, with investments in HBCUs, and on the longer term, look at reparations so that we can mend what has been broken.
Vice President Biden, do you support reparations?
Here comes Biden.
Let me, since I haven't spoken on this, got a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil.
Now, Joe Biden always says this, work like the devil. Why the hell you want to work like the devil? The devil is, how can I say it? The devil is evil. Why would you want to work like the devil? But let's go on with the rest of his rhetoric.
We have 24 out of every 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America. They are the future of America, and we should invest in them. Everybody will benefit from it, every single American, and you should get used to it. This is a nation of immigrants. That's who we are. That's why we're who we are. That's what makes us different, and we should invest in them.
Thank you, Mr. Biden. Senator Klobuchar, you had your hand up.
Okay, so you heard the audio right there that I'm presenting to you folks. That was Joe Biden asked a direct question, and he never answered the question about black people as it relates to reparations. He simply ran over and reinforced the idea of immigrants. And here we are today, where he's also bringing more immigrants in from Afghanistan. They're going to get some money out of that $3.6 billion. By the way, there's no reparations package or any kind of package for black people. They haven't even had even the decency to ask us to come up with our documentation for our claim, right? They said let's have a study, and the study hasn't gotten off the ground. What's going on with the study? You notice nobody is telling us about that study. What's happening? Where is it going? What information have they found out? What's the deal? What's the deal? Cut the damn check. No question. Under former President Donald Trump, Code 45, he had a zero tolerance policy in 2018 in a pilot program. In 2017, more than 5,600 children were separated from their parents simply because their parents crossed the border illegally with them. I'm going to tell you this. Once again, children being separated from their parents is a terrible thing. But at the same time, their parents took a risk that they could not guarantee. And in the reality of that is Donald Trump, whether you like Donald Trump or not, he said emphatically to people coming over from the border that you weren't going to be allowed to come in here. Donald Trump said that. He said, I'm not letting you in. I got a zero tolerance. They were told this, but they still came anyway. They still were coming in droves, even after the Donald Trump administration said, yeah, I'm not letting them in here. They took a risk, put their own families at risk. Black people didn't put our families at risk. We were simply put into shackle slavery, some of us in this country, made to work the land for free for 400 years or more. They said, we're going to give you 40 acres and a mule. They lied about that. Never gave us the 40 acres in the mule.
Tell the truth.
They told black men and women, okay, black man, if you go in the military and you show that you're a great citizen, you're willing to fight for this country in World War I, World War II, and beyond, we're going to treat you like a citizen. Black men went to war in World War I, World War II, came back home. White folks didn't like those uniforms on us, and they did what? They tried to massacre black soldiers coming back from the war. You had riots all around this country. You can give black folks reparations for their ancestors that was killed that way. All black folks gave a sacrifice. You got the Tuskegee Airmen, the Triple Nickel, all black paratrooper group, military group outfit. We've given our life militarily to this country. We've given our life. They tell us, go to school, pick your bootstraps up, you'll be fine. We've done everything. So when somebody says, hey, you're asking for a handout, oh, you're begging, we're not asking for no handout. Black people, our ancestors paid the way and they earned the goddamn money that is due to us. We have black men that were killed all across this country. You have Ankova that was trying to fight for reparations. I don't know how far they were able to push it themselves. You had Clyde Anderson, who went up to Washington, D.C. years ago, breaking down the argument for reparations. I don't even know how many of us really want the reparations, because we got so many black folks who talk down about the idea of reparations. We have black folks that give you 1,000 excuses for why, oh, we can't get reparations. Peace to everybody in that chat room as well. Angelica, good to see you over here, sister. Clap to you. Clap to everybody in that chat room. Let me come over here so I can see everybody properly. Let me put the live chat. I'm going to connect that. So we got Earl Owens in the house. Mac J saying reparations, God bless America. T. Kelly, DOD, Aquatics G is in the house. Hey, Chris CCC, we got Nappy Yankee in the house. Thank you for coming on over, brother, and joining us. I don't know how much we really want it, because we can't rely on just individuals on YouTube who say that they are leading us or that they're trying to be the leader of a movement as it relates to reparations. I'm going to say it again. We have to be the leaders when it comes to our own damn reparations, whether there's a damn conference or not. I've been beating the pavement on this issue of reparations since I was a teenager. I've signed plenty of petitions. I've gone to plenty of meetings over the years. This is before the moniker ADOS even was in existence. Some of us have been on this stumping ground of this long before all of that. So whether Tone Talks, there's no disrespect to them, but no matter whether Tone Talks or Yvette Carnell are talking about it, just because whether they're talking about it or not or pushing it, we can't rely on two individuals. We have to rely on ourselves to push the issue forward, whether there's a singular leader or not. Matter of fact, I don't think there is a leader because we have to be the leaders of this issue. But what it tells me is that you have migrants who came over here of their own free will. Okay, maybe they had some problems in their country that they were fleeing away from. But this is the thing I got to say to everybody. Those migrants haven't been properly vetted that they're going to get money. We don't know how many of these migrants are criminals in their own country, and that's the real reason why they ran to the border. We don't know how many of them are murderers, rapists. We don't know how many of them are people who have escaped from their prisons over there in Central America. We don't know if they're fugitives from the law. We don't know any of who these people really are. All we know is they come over and they say, we're looking for asylum. The kids get separated under Donald Trump's policies. And now check this out. Now they're about to get $450,000 a piece, cash, money, United States money. Guess what? That's my tax dollars. That's your tax dollars. Guess what, black people? That's our reparations. And that's the damn truth. Let me read something to you right here. And I want to thank everybody in that chat room that's come through. Craig R., Chris C.C., T. Kelly, Tiffany Jackson. Let me read this. Let me be respectful here. Everybody, there's names I can't make out, but everybody that's in that chat room, a clap to you. Nothing but the best respect to everybody in that chat room. I thank you for all of you for coming over. Really appreciate all of you coming over. Really good people, really great people in the chat room. Check this out. The payments under a negotiation would go to the parents and children, whether this is the one that really gets me, ladies and gentlemen. The payments under negotiation would go to the parents and the children, whether they are in the United States or in Central America. So they're prepared to hunt down even those family members that are in Central America to still give them a check. They tell black people in America, well, we're going to have a study. We'll talk about it. We'll have some committee meetings. There's no check been cut. Other ethnic groups can get their just desserts. We can't. And we'll have other groups that will be against us. I'm not talking about black folks from the Caribbean or black folks from the continent of Africa. Well, I'm talking about these other ethnic groups that will be against us, that will hate on us, hate on our claim. I don't think that folks from the diaspora of the world, excuse me, I don't think that folks from the continent of Africa or folks from the Caribbean, they're not going to stop us from getting the reparations. I don't think even the migrants across the border are stopping us. What I'm simply saying is black people in America are not seen as we're not a priority in this administration of Joe Biden. This is why the Democrats are going to hurt miserably in the midterm election. I'm not saying that they are to blame. I'm simply saying, look, this is what they're getting because of what happened to them. And they've got a whole law firms fighting for their claim. Where are the law firms fighting for reparations for black people in America? The American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, among others, have filed lawsuits against the government alleging that the thousands of children and parents impacted by the policies have mental health effects, have been mentally impacted from the prolonged trauma of being separated. Let me ask everybody an honest question in the chat room. What's going on, Kiki? RY, Earl Owens? Haven't black people in America been traumatized by the slave and Jim Crow and discrimination factors in America? Matter of fact, there's been studies, and I'm going to be talking about this, that show that black people, particularly black males, don't live as long because of racism and stress that we have to deal with. So it hurts our life expectancy, and women, and black women as well, because black women are under a lot of stress as well. There's already a study out there that I'm going to be going over that shows that if you have a white doctor and you have a serious condition, you are more likely to not survive treatment, medical treatment, under a white medical practitioner as in comparison to having a black practitioner or medical provider like a black doctor. You see what I'm saying, folks? So the migrants, I'm not trying to say that the migrants are stopping us from getting our claim. I'm just simply saying that the migrants got people that's backing their play. You got the ACLU that's backing their play. Why hasn't the ACLU backed our play? They're backing their play based on the psychological trauma of being separated from their family. And I'm saying again, no children should have to deal with this. But I'm saying to myself, haven't black people in America dealt with trauma? Haven't our ancestors been traumatized? Haven't our children been traumatized in America? You got black children that go to school and they can be mistreated in the school environment. Black people can make the same claim. What about all those family members who lost a father, an uncle, or a brother because a white woman lied and said that he did something sexual to me, and she lied on that black man, and a whole community was destroyed, like Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Rosewood? And then we've got black men. I don't give a damn. We got black men on YouTube, or a black man on YouTube talking about black men need white women to save them. If I've never heard such bullshit in my life, laughable bullshit. We got relationship gurus talking the high value bullshit, because when you don't have money and cars and all these different things, then what? Are you no longer high value? talking a high value bullshit, and now talking about black men need white women to save us, when white women have been the biggest impediment to killing us, literally killing our ancestors, killing our uncles who were hung from trees that we never got to know. Billie Holiday has a song where she sings a song about there being strange fruit hanging off the trees. And that strange fruit were black men. You've got the Karens, the white Karens that are running around here. Every time a black man is doing something out here in this world, they are accusing us of something criminal and screaming and saying that we did harm to them when we didn't do anything to them. Emmett Till was destroyed and his body was mutilated. And his mama said, I want everybody to see him. I want the world to see what they did to my boy. And we got folks on YouTube talking about black men need white women to save us. Some bull crap. This is the reason why we can't unite as a people under code to even fight for the reparations, because we got different black people. We got black folks all over the place with their ideologies. We can't even get on board on code about something that makes a lot of sense, that's based in our history. But we got more folks that will listen to somebody tell you that black men need white women to save them, or that or we'll listen to somebody at the thousands, will fill up their chat room by the thousands to listen to them clown black women or talk about this woman and that woman and critique them. As if somebody died and made them God. We'll listen to that nonsense, and then we can't even. But then when we talk about reparations, we'll debate somebody down to the nail about why we shouldn't want reparations. We got buck dancers and sellouts that'll get on TV like Herschel Walker and tell you and me that we don't need reparations. But will Herschel Walker and the rest of these kind of folks go out there and say, hey, don't give the migrants the money? I'm not sitting up here saying, what's going on, Guy Nollywood Jr.? Good to see you here. T. Kelly, Tiffany Jackson's, Brown Girl is in the house. Everybody that's in the house, DOD, good to see you all here. Is anybody, I'm not sitting up here saying, let's create a campaign to stop the migrants from getting money. I'm talking about, why can't we campaign for our damn selves properly? I bring this issue up because it shows you that the Biden administration has, and the Democrats continue to take our votes for granted. They continue to get our votes, and then when they get in office, they do nothing for us. But he's doing everything for everybody else. Everybody else is getting a benefit, including the migrants who came over here illegally. And they came over here illegally and put themselves in a situation to be separated from their kids. And because they made a decision to come over here and put their families at risk, they will now be rewarded because they were separated from their kids, whether we like it or not. They will be rewarded checks of money for which they could use to now, that kind of money could actually transform their lives, whether they're in America or not. As soon as black people talk about reparations, everybody tells us to shut up. Or you're being disruptive. You're hurting the, as soon as you talk about reparations and you talk about what is owed to black people in America born here, now everybody wants to tell us that we're being disruptive towards the Pan-African movement. We're being disruptive towards those from the Caribbean. No, we're not. And you can't use individuals who you think are the leaders of this movement when they're really not. I'm the goddamn leader. We're all the damn leader. There's individuals that are charismatic that we put in, that people see as the leaders of the movement. And because they may say some things that you disagree with, they don't represent all of us who have been in this fight for reparations. I've been in this fight for reparations since I was a teenager. So I've been in the fight for it, whether Tone Talks or Yvette Carnell were so-called leaders of the ADOS movement or not. It does not negate the fact whether you agree with their ideology. It does not negate the fact. The main question you should be asking is, do black people in America that were born here on those plantation fields, work those plantation fields in the south of this country, do we or do we not deserve reparations? Do Jamaican people and people in the Caribbean deserve reparations? Hell yeah. Do Africans in the continent of Africa deserve to get their land back like the South Africans who want their land back from the Europeans over there? Hell yeah. Do I have a right to get involved in their movement and critique it? Hell no. Because I ain't born in those countries. So I have no business telling them, let alone how much money they should be getting, let alone, oh, you shouldn't be wanting to go for it. See, the thing with us as a people is that we get caught up in personality. So then we pick a personality and we say, okay, that's the personality that leads this movement. So let's focus on that person because they say something that you don't agree with. And you can critique what they said, but don't make it as a critique on all of us who are in this movement for reparations, because they may say something that don't mean that what they said jives with my ideology. That's all I'm trying to say, out of respect to everybody who has their criticisms about the reparations movement. I'm going to say right here, the reparations movement is bigger than any individuals, and it's bigger than any individual moniker or hashtag. Angelica says this: they get paid for the trauma of committing a crime. We can't even get a bill passed to protect us from said countries cutting the check. Cut the check. Yeah, that's right. Angelica, you're absolutely right. They were able to pass a bill that they claim was for everybody, but it was really tailored towards Asian people who were being impacted by people thinking that they brought the virus over here. They were able to pass that in both the Senate and the House. Any bill that has to do with our people, it does not get passed. The government is continuing to negotiate the settlement aimed to reach an agreement by the end of November. These folks is getting money either way. They're going to get some money. The ACLU identified approximately 5,500 children who were separated from their parents, and I had read that before. This is a critical quote right here. The Biden administration is correct to provide relief to the children and families affected by the government horrific practice of family separation, says the ACLU. Okay, so if the Biden administration, which is part of the United States government, is right to give them a reparations package or some type of money for what has happened to them for the trauma, then I have to ask the ACLU and everybody in this country, why is it not right for the United States to pay a debt or pay some type of reparation to the children and descendants of those who were enslaved and those that were impacted by Jim Crow laws and those that had their land taken and blighted land, the land was blighted and taken from black people who have lived in this country and who have seen their fathers and grandparents be redlined. Black people in America get turned down, and I've said this before, for a business loan from the banks at the tune of 54% when you're trying to not get a new business, but when you're trying to expand your new business. Black people are turned down by banks at 54% in this country, while white people are turned down only by 24% when it comes to getting a bank loan. We still have ills going on today in this society. Let's see. Craig R says, because the ACLU is a puppet to, yeah, they are a puppet entity. So basically what I'm trying, in a nutshell, what I'm saying, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is that if the migrants can get that kind of money, then the question I'm asking everybody in the chat room, why is it that all we have is a study on reparations, which is the HR 40 bill? Everybody in the chat room, if you can hear me, put a 1 in that chat room. I'm asking a question of you all. Why is it that all we have is the HR 40 bill, which is not the reparations package? It is simply to do a study that was put out a couple of years ago. Well, that HR 40 bill has been around since 1989. John Conyers was the one that instituted. I can't even talk. I'm so pissed off right now. He's the one that brought the bill to bear in 1989. He introduced it. In 1989, I was 19 years old. I'm a 51-year-old man, 52 this upcoming November, the 13th to be correct. Why is it that the HR 40 bill, even after Dr. Claude Anderson gave a great presentation years ago, why hasn't the reparations bill HR 40 gotten off the ground past a goddamn study? I have lived enough life since 19 years old for them to be past the fuckery by now. I'm asking you all in the chat room. Can anybody give me an answer? This is a scary story, sad that it is also true. It has been decades, DOD. Somebody answer that question. Why has it, what's going on, Kendrick? Why has it taken this long? Why? Here we are in the year 2021. We're getting ready to go into the year 2022. It's already Halloween time. And we haven't gotten our treats. Everybody says trick or treat at this time of the year. Where is our treats, ladies and gentlemen? Black people, all we're getting is tricks, meaning the government tricks us. Hey, vote for me, black folks. Vote for the Democratic Party, and we're going to do all these things for you. They can't even pass a goddamn bill. All black people get is treats. But we get no treats like Halloween.
Tell the truth.
All we get is tricks, but no treats. The migrants are going to get a whole bunch of treats. And check this out so nobody gets it wrong. I'm not even hating on the migrants. I think they should get the money. If the United States government is willing to give it to them, even though they broke the law coming over here the way they did, then they should get the money if the United States is goofy enough to give it to them. And guess what? I'm going to say it again. Unlike black folks, the migrants are not going to be arguing about whether they should take the money or not, but we'll argue about it. It's so laughable.
Tell the truth.
We'll debate about it till we're blue in the face. We'll argue with each other on YouTube, which is kind of ridiculous. Can't even get on code about that singular issue. Not all of us, but some of us. Let me see what DOD is saying. He says, well, everyone enjoy the rest of the education information man is giving you. I have to get on the road. All right, brother. Hey, brother, let me give you a clap. DOD, be very safe. Be very safe. I'm going to be ending the stream very soon, folks. I'm not going to keep everybody all night because tomorrow I'm going live. Remember, come on back over here tomorrow. I won't have these technical problems tomorrow. Come on over tomorrow and listen to another good educational program. We're talking about semiconductor microchip technology. Black people really need to look into these technical in fields because you can make a lot of money, live very well on the kind of money that you can make doing this. And there's not a lot of us in it. And there's not a lot of people that have the qualifications for the jobs because not a lot of people are going to school and studying this stuff. So they have a shortage of people that they need for this workforce. We're going to go all over it tomorrow, me and Ray Alexander. So I want everybody to make sure that you come back over here tomorrow. I'll be going on a lot earlier. Don't miss it. Let me see what Tiffany Jackson is saying. She says, wouldn't it be something if all black athlete, college and pro black musicians, black actors refused to participate until reparations were acquired, distributed, or the power we do hold? You know what? I think that would be very powerful, and it would definitely send a ripple effect through the sports world because they make billions of dollars and trillions of dollars off of black athletes, women and men. We've got Courtney, the SLP. Thank you, Courtney, for coming over. It's good to see you over here, sister. Thank you for being here. You're always welcome here. Don't be a stranger. We got Bonnie Rose in the chat room. Notorious B is here. We got Sister Afro, Pretoria Afro saying, speak on it, information man. I will be here tomorrow. Yes. Do me the favor, everybody. Do me the favor and share this video in your social media as well as your community tabs. I want this video to grow. I think it's very important. I want people to do their own research. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. I want you to do your own research about this. Go look up these articles about Joe Biden administration and what they're doing. So I'm not saying that this is happening 100%. They're talking about it. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. While they're talking about giving the migrants money, they're going to cut the damn check for them. The HR 40 bill is not even talking about money for black folks. They're just saying we're going to have a study to look into the history of what happened to black people and see if it's feasible. Guess what? How long, ladies and gentlemen, can anybody in the chat room tell me what year and how long ago did they just have a committee meeting in Washington, D.C. to talk about the HR 40 bill? And you had a lot of these sellouts on that panel talking about we had one black dude on that panel who's trying to be an R&B star or some kind of rapper. He's running around the subway trains in New York butt naked with his drawers on. sitting up there talking about black folks in America don't need it. And come to find out, this is not a slap in the face to our Caribbean brothers and sisters. Don't get it wrong, but come to find out, this guy isn't really a foundational black American, meaning he doesn't have any ancestry with his ancestors being on those cotton fields in the South. So why is someone like him telling me, who has ancestors that come off those cotton fields, we don't need it? That's hilarious. Now, to get this straight, this is not all black folks that are in the Caribbean or in Africa, because there are certain brothers and sisters in the Caribbean and Africa who are rocking with us, who are with us 110%. So I have nothing against them whatsoever. This ain't about trying to play that kind of separation game. But check this out. It's like if the great folks in Jamaica had a it's just like this. When the Jamaicans and the Africans went to the UN, what would I look like as a black man born in America going to the UN and telling the people at the UN, you know, I don't think black folks in Jamaica and Trinidad, Tobago, black folks in South America, Nigeria, Ghana, I don't think that the black folks in Sierra Leone and black folks in the western part of Africa, well, you know, I don't think they really need the reparations. How would that look if I'm saying that and I'm not even living and born and from those places in terms of born there? How would I have the right to be able to say that in the first place? That's what we're talking about. I would be out of my scope and out of my ass to say something like that when I don't live in any of those places. So I would like everybody to definitely share this video tonight. I know I got off to a slow start in the beginning with all the technical crap that was happening. We got Catherine and friends saying they are dangerous. Yes. Okay, let's see. RY says folks need to stop doing that. If your ancestors did not include in shackle slavery and you don't agree with reparations, then share that privately in your home, but not in public. It's an insult. Yeah, it is an insult. And this is what I'm talking about. We've got to do something to stick together. We keep doing things that pull us apart. No other group operates like this. Let me tell you something, folks. And this is from personal experience. I've worked in different types of medical environments, right? And I've worked around Filipino people. A lot of Filipinos go into nursing and home care and all those sort of things like that, right? I have personally witnessed Filipino people who always will ride for each other, meaning they'll lie for each other. They will get the application and bring that application home, make sure one another fill out that application. Next thing you know, they got the goddamn job. They're bringing applications home. They come to work late. They'll lie for each other. Oh, he didn't come in late. He signed in on time. They might be a supervisor or someone of some authority or someone that can lie for them. They are completely focused on the communal experience of their culture. I've never seen Filipino people throw other Filipino people, in my experience, under the bus, but they'll throw us under the bus because I've experienced that. Now, I'm not hating on Filipino people. I'm simply saying they have something going for them where they're very communal, as other groups are, where they will go to bat for their own people, even if it means throwing someone who's not of their race under the damn bus. But I have experience at work where you have black folks who will throw other black folks under the bus at work. And you're saying to yourself, are you a fool? They don't like you no more than they like me, fool. Next thing you know, they throw you under the bus, and guess what? They're the one that's fired.
Tell the truth.
Because they're kissing all kind of butt and butter biscuing around. If you know that they're hiring at your job and they're hiring in a particular job, bring that application to your people. Why don't we go to bat for each other in the work environment like other groups do? And I'm saying this to say this is why we can't get this reparations movement truly off the ground. It had a lot of steam with the whole ADOS movement, with Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks. There was a lot of push because it was a political year, right? And just like Chief X said last week, it actually propels itself during a political year. But some kind of way it's losing steam, not because of them, it's losing steam because we are losing steam. We're losing our passion to continue the fight and be involved in the movement. We should be putting all type of pressure on our Congressional Black Caucus. If you got the 5 Calls app, ladies and gentlemen, on your phone, I've done this. Why don't we call the Congressional Black Caucus and put pressure on them and say, what are you guys doing about that HR 40 bill? How many of us have called our congressman that represents us? How many of us that live in California have actually attempted to call Maxine Waters and say, what about the reparations bill? Whenever I get people calling me on my phone for political, oh, miss, are you going to vote for this, sir? Are you going to vote? And I always say to them, what about the reparations? Huh? Is he for reparations? Is she for reparations? I call up, I got the number of my congressman that represents the area I live in. Hey, I want to know about that reparation situation. What are you doing? We should be calling Maxine Waters up and every day telling him, what about the reparations? We're waiting on the 740 bill. What's up with that? How long does it take to do a study? We see migrants, they're telling the migrant population, hey, we're talking about giving you some money. We're going to negotiate how much we're going to give you. When it comes to black folks in America, well, we can't talk about money right now. We got to talk about a study. Then we get black folks on the YouTube streets and on social media that says, why y'all want to check? The migrants are going to get money because they got people going to bat for them. They got the lawyers, the ACL going to bat to them. Why is it that we don't have the same thing going to bat for us? Where's our lawyers? Where's our black lawyers? Huh? Can anybody in the chat room answer that question? What's going on, George Frazier? Let's see. Catherine and Friends says, I want one of them applications for I can file for a settlement claim. All right. Jackie says, buy black owned, even if you have to do it online. Yeah, you should buy black owned. You should support black owned businesses. And especially when it comes to hair care, because we're giving all our money to the Koreans who have locked up the black beauty supply. Why is it that's a whole nother issue, but why is it that people that don't even look like us are selling us our beauty products? They're selling weaves to the women. They're selling sporting wave to the black men. You know, the grease in the can that you put in your hair, and you put your do-rag on. I bet most of the ladies in the chat room, no, let me correct myself. I bet you some of the ladies in the chat room get the majority of their beauty supplies from Sephora or one of these corporate beauty supply chains. I'm not saying all of you, but there's a good number of us that get most of our supplies from these environments. And we don't support. Chief X was on here last week and said that he got a black-owned grocery store in Compton popping when he promoted it and everybody started going there shopping. So it says that we can do it. Is do you have the will to do it? I think Natural, who's in the chat room right now, she sells products. Why don't y'all support Natural? Support any of the black women in the chat room who sell products on their channels. How about we as black men support each other? If a black man has a product that he's selling and I'm aware of it and it's a product that I can use, that I can use, then hell, I should support that business, whether it be online or offline. I need everybody to share this video. I've been on a rant and rave, and I know I've been on a rant and rave, but I had to say the things that I've been saying tonight because it's very disappointing to see how the reparations movement is starting to lose its steam before our eyes. And then it's very disappointing to see how the government, and I understand we can't expect white folks that run this government to love black people and to do for us. I get all of that for anybody who says that in the comment section. Oh, you expecting, am I a citizen or not? Do I pay taxes? As long as we're paying taxes, we got a right to make all kind of demands of the government. We paying taxes like everybody else. Don't forget to subscribe to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely would appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's here tonight. Make sure you share the. I want to say this to you, as you can see on the screen. I want to say thank you for watching the video. I want you to like and comment when you have a chance, and I want you to subscribe to the channel as well when you have a chance. And I really appreciate that. I'm really, man. So make sure you share the video, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that right there. Make sure that you like the video. I really appreciate that. And I thank all of you out there in the chat room. Make sure you sub again to the channel because I really definitely would appreciate that as well. If you could do so, it just makes a bit of a difference. This kind of topic, I don't expect to get 100 people watching or all that kind of stuff because this isn't a sexy topic like talking about R. Kelly or what's, some of the gossip type of content. I know it's not sexy to people, but I think this is a video that people need to listen to. I'm going to say it again. The Joe Biden administration gave $3.6 billion in their package. And out of that $3.6 billion, the Afghanis are going to get some of that money to set them up. And I guarantee you that some of those folks are going to have their own businesses in this country. And when you as a black person walk in their stores, they're going to be looking you up and down like some of them already do. Like you're going to be stealing from them. And you're a black person that was born here, been here all your goddamn life, all your damn life. Your families died here. Your great-great-grandparents died here. Your great-great-great-great-great-great-great ancestors fought in wars in this country and also died here in slavery. And you'll have a group that just came over here as immigrants from the Afghanistan. The government will set them up with money, housing, the whole 9 yards. But you know what? They'll have their own business. And when you go in there as a black person, they'll look at you like you are a criminal. And you will say to them, I'm American. I'm a black man in America or a black woman. And of course, they'll say in their language, and they'll say in their broken English, I'm American too. I fought hard to come to this country. I work hard. Why don't you work hard? See, they always tell us that black people don't work hard. So you'll have one. I guarantee you that one of those folks will have a business and they will talk down and look down on black folks who have been here every goddamn step of the way. Why they just got here yesterday.
Tell the truth.
And I know people are going to say, oh, you're hating on the immigrant. No, I'm not hating. I'm just saying a fact of what I know is going to happen. Because I remember when I was growing up, you had the corner stores that were owned by people that were Arab, and most of them had just gotten the country like yesterday. And they would talk down to black people, look at and in a sexual manner and be disrespectful to black women. They would look at black men coming in the store as if we were criminals. And when you had children, they would try to cheat the kids out of the noun laters. Noun laters is supposed to be nickel a piece, and they're charging you 20 cents for the damn pack of noun laters. I grew up in those kind of situations. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Even some of the migrants that come over from Central America and Mexico, they come over here. They don't give us no respect either. Oh, they'll talk to us like we're dogs as well. And they just got here yesterday. I know what I'm saying is not popular. People don't want to hear this type of talk. Oh, you're hating on other people. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
I'm here to tell you all that Joe Biden and his administration can kiss my ass. Kamala Harris already told us what she's about when she had that clip where she said, no, I'm not going to just do something just for black people. The question was specifically about reparations for black people. And she flipped it into like, no, I'm not going to do something just for black people. And where is she at right now? Kamala Harris has been lost in action, missing in action. You never even see her. When they both got elected, they both were talking about what they were going to do for immigrants. Never said a goddamn thing what they were going to do for black people. Kept talking about what they were going to do for people across the border. We're the ones that voted for them. The people across the border didn't put them in office. Black people in America put them in office, yet they've done nothing for us. Republicans haven't done anything for us too. But see, I don't expect anything from Republicans because they already tell you where they stand. But then the Democrats, to get our vote, tell us all sort of things they want to do for us. And they come up $1 late and 25 cents short every time.
Tell the truth.
We voted for Joe Biden at 86% black men. Black women voted for Joe Biden at 93% stock, lock, and barrel and got all excited because of Kamala Harris. And said, well, we got a black woman, so things are going to be great. We got a black woman as vice president and ain't shit popping off at all. At all. Nothing's popping. Everything's popping for everybody else. Ain't a damn thing popping for black folks. His administration has been abysmal for black people. Hell, we might as well have Code 45 back in. And for those of you out there who say, well, you know, Donald Trump gave black colleges more money than Barack Obama. He gave them big time money. Let me tell you something here that y'all may not be aware of. And this goes for all the folks that I debated about this issue with on YouTube. Black conservatives who love to pull that out of their asses. Guess what happened? All the HBCU presidents are angry at Donald Trump's administration, although he's not in office no more. Because why? Donald Trump lied to them. He did a photo op. He said he was going to give them all this money. Guess what? The HBCUs haven't seen a dime of the money that Trump, Code 45, said he was going to give them. The presidents of these historical black colleges are not happy with Donald Trump. They realize that he simply used them as a photo op. And it was students at the historical black colleges that told them, don't go meet with him. He's a bad negotiator. He's not a faithful president, meaning he doesn't do what he says he's going to do, at least not for black folks. They didn't listen to the students. The presidents went up there and they got played by Donald Trump. The only money that the historical black colleges have really received was the money that they got from Barack Obama. They said that Biden took $30 billion from the black colleges. That's not actually true. Do your research, do a fact check on that. That's not true. I'm bringing that point up for all of you folks on YouTube that I've had conversation with, or those who are running around talking about, well, you know, all these black conservatives love to pull out their asses. Well, you know, Trump did more for the black college. He ain't done nothing. The black colleges didn't get no money. They still in bad shape. They got the money that Barack gave them, but they didn't get no money from Donald Trump's administration. That's a lie. They ain't cut no check. It was all a photo op. Go do the damn research on that. I'm bringing this all up to say that no matter whether it's Republicans, Democrats, the whole government system in this country does not do right by black folks across the board. Once again, I'll need y'all to share this video. Miss Dee Dee, thank you for being here. Trap Vision 3D, thank you for being here. Wild Williams 454, thank you for being here. Only in your neighborhoods. Thank you for being here. But check this out. I'm not saying that I'm in love with the Democratic Party. I'm sick of the Democratic Party. I'm sick of the promises and no tangibles. Because this is Halloween, I'm sick of the tricks that we keep getting, but we get no treats. I'm sick of it. We get plenty of tricks, but we get no treats. I'm going to say that again. We get nothing. It's a damn shame, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a damn horror movie. It's like a horror movie when you deal with the Democrats in any of these political parties. I'm going to say it again because it's Halloween weekend. Black people in America, we get nothing but tricks, tricknology from this political system. We get no candy. We get no treats. We sit around and we watch other people, whether they're citizens of this country or not citizens, get all the damn treats. And then we continue to keep voting for a political system that has done nothing for us at this juncture. Even that bill, that infrastructure bill, is about to be gutted by Manchin and Cinema. They're going to gut everything out of it that we really need, such as free community college education, or being able to take leave when your wife or when you have a child at home. All these different things, they're going to gut it out. But at the end of the day, black people, listen to me, my people. This is a metaphor, so don't take it wrong. Remember Charlie Brown's Halloween, when Charlie Brown went out with a brown paper bag And every time he knocked on the door, everybody got a treat.
Tell the truth.
But every time Charlie Brown got something in his bag, all he got was rocks in his paper bag. I hate to say this. That's black people in America. Black people in America, we are like Charlie Brown on Charlie Brown Halloween, where Charlie Brown is going out to get trick or treats and he gets nothing but rocks. Black people, all we get from these administration is rocks. The HR 40 bill is just a study, not the tangibles. So that's just as well be rocks like Charlie Brown. We got Yalpo in the house who's just super chatted me. Yalpo says, peace, brother. Keep up the good work. I'm always here to support you. Thank you, Yalpo. Thank you, brother, for that. Let me give you the super chat celebration.
Thank you for the super chat.
I really appreciate that, brother. And so with that said, here we go.
Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. What? Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. What? Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands. I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage. Now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans. Don't need no friends. I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy.
DOD, thank you for the super chat.
The invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady.
Thank you for that super chat, DOD.
Thumb down now, check. No drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come and play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games.
All right, thank you for the super chat, brother Yapo, $10 super chat, and brother DOD gave me a super chat saying information man is truth. Thank you. I went on a rant tonight, and I had to go on this rant because, like I said, black people, we are the Charlie Brown with the brown paper bag who get rocks thrown in our bags from this political system and from this society, while the migrants are getting candy thrown in their baskets, their bags. Looks like that's what's going to happen because they're talking about negotiation. While other groups get treats and candies and pies and apple pies and cranberry pies and lemon pies and candies and treats. Black people in America continue to get nothing for this Halloween. We get the rocks in our bags. And I just have to tell the truth. Let me do this before I get out of here. Let me say, shout out everybody in the chat room. We got Chris CC, Earl Owens, RY, over 50 and fabulous. Thank you for coming over. Let me do something for you. I'm going to mod you up because you've been supportive of the channel. We got Mac J. Thank you for being here. Natural. Thank you for being here. Miss Mary. So good to see you over here tonight. RY. Thank you for the super chats again from Brother Yapo and Brother DOD, and happy birthday to Brother DOD. I hope you guys said happy birthday to him. We got Xavier Owens in the house, Miss DD. Let me see. RY is back here. We got Lion Pride, who came in to speak. And everybody that's come in, I really appreciate you. Let me just say this here. I'm going to say this again. The people across the border who got separated from their kids because of Donald Trump's policies, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, hey, they should get the money. If the United States is going to give it to them, take the money, because if it was us, I would take the money. However, the one difference is that, as I said before, they put their own families at risk doing what they did, which actually ultimately put their kids at risk to be separated from them, because Donald Trump already said that he was going to stop it in one way or another. Black people, we weren't given any warning. We weren't told, hey, we're going to bring you to this continent called North America, and we're going to make you a slave. And then when we make you a slave, we're going to separate you from your kids when they're born, sell them on other plantations. Then we're going to breed you in the state of Maryland. We're going to do breeding. They did breeding in the state of Maryland, where they made black women have more babies. Oh, we're going to buck break you, black men. We're going to take the biggest and strongest black man on the plantation. We're going to sodomize him in front of everybody to break him down, to give fear to you. Oh, if you try to escape from the plantation, we're going to cut your legs off, cut your feet off, or maim you in some kind of way where you can still work for us, but you can't run away. We're going to go into the quarters and have our way with your women. When you get out of slavery, we're going to put you in a thing called Jim Crow, and we're going to do convict leasing. We're going to put you in the penal system, which we created for you, because you're now free. So now we got to incarcerate you on all kind of bullshit charges. Oh, by the way, we're going to create a police force that will be specifically to hunt your black you-know-what down. Oh, it's not bad enough that we separated you from your bloodline and we scattered them all over the all over the planet. So if those of us who have ancestry from Africa, we got some ancestors who got spread all around the world. This is the reason why we can't afford to be fighting against our Caribbean brothers or our African brothers, because some of us may have a bloodline, one of our ancestors who did not get dropped off over to North America might have got dropped off and stayed in Brazil and got dropped off somewhere else, and we didn't know that we got a relative that grew up in who was taken to another place in the world. That, right? You take a mother, father, child, families, you put them on a slave ship. Now you separate them. So some of us might be related to people in the chat room. I might have some cousins and sisters in that chat room right now, don't even know they're related to me. We got no way of knowing, unless it just happens that we run into each other and we do a blood test and bam, hey, we're related to each other. That's what America did to black folks. And then we wonder why black folks have the attitude that we have. And when we see other people giving potentially some money for their mistreatment, and we got people on YouTube talking about black men need white women to save us. If you need white women to save you, black man, then you already a lost soul.
Tell the truth.
As it relates to relationships and marriage and getting the right mate. If that's what black men need in the 21st century, then guess what? We're already lost. I'm pissed off tonight. Come back tomorrow for a more professional broadcast in terms of getting into real information that definitely is going to benefit you in terms of employment and opportunities. Tonight was not, it wasn't that it was unprofessional. Let me correct that. Tonight was more of me going on a rant because of the effery and the buffoonery that I see in the hypocrisy within this administration and many other administrations. And then I see the lack of commitment from some of our people, not all, when it comes to a unified fight for reparations going forward. It really is a shame. Everybody in the chat room, thank you for coming over. I'm about to get on off. Yes, cousin. Yeah, Earl Owens, we could be related to each other. Because we don't, before we even get to America, we don't even know how many of our ancestors from the continent were sent to different places and split up from each other. So while we're sitting up here fighting against saying, oh, you know, the Caribbeans and the Africans, we don't even know if one of our cousins or one of our ancestors was sent to the Caribbean. Why our other ancestor that gave birth to us eventually down the line of the chain was sent to America. And how many of us know that we probably got family? We might as well call black folks in Brazil family as much as we call black folks in the Caribbean or Africa family too, because we don't even know if we might have some ancestors that are living in Brazil who gave birth to children, and there's a black Brazilian family living in those favelas right now that we are related to, or there's an African man or woman that we're related to through ancestry in the continent, and so on and so forth in the world. When you look at this globe, look at this world that we live on. When you look at this world that we live on here, as you see on the screen, this planet, black people are global. We're all over the world. Look at the continent of Africa coming right over your way. That's Africa that you're looking at right there. That's where it all started. That's where it all started. If you look at that little part right there where it's kind of real brownish white, that's the continent of Africa coming your way. Let me get on out of here. I'm angry. We got Miss Mary. I have relatives in India. Right. We just don't know. Hell, as crazy as it may sound, we may have family over there in South America, Central America. Hell, we could be related to some of them migrants that are trying to come over here and may end up with some money. $450,000 a piece. And if they got a case, they should get the money. But my position is, what about black people in America whose ancestors or whose grandfathers and grandmothers were impacted by Jim Crow, and they had a business that was stolen from them? Or we've been separated as a community of people. I got to get on out of here. The best thing that everybody can do in the chat room for me tonight and for you, everybody, you know, it ain't really about me, is that share the video. We need other people to hear my rant tonight on this issue, or my monologue, whatever you want to call it. And I need people who have their own YouTube channels to share it in your community tab. Tell people that follow you about this video, about my channel. And that's how you grow channels. That's how you keep communities growing and keeping them strong. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting me for a long time. I want to thank folks that are new to the channel. Welcome here. The mods that have been holding me down. I got an army of mods in the chat room that have been following me for a long time. I want to thank you. I'll be back on tomorrow afternoon, early afternoon. I'm going to get off of here, relax the rest of the night, get something to eat. The Democratic, let me correct this. We got the Democrat Party, and of course we have the Republican Klan. But the Democrats need a cold place in hell under this Biden administration. They can pass bills for other groups. They can propose money for other groups and can't propose a damn thing for us. That's right. S. Mount, that's right. The number one grinder, Real Talk. What's going on? Thank you. The number one grinder, Real Talk. Thank you for coming over. Everybody share the video on your social media. I'm about to end the program. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you around the YouTube streets. Everybody, I'll be going live tomorrow, 1:30, around between 1:30 2 p.m. Y'all know how I am. 1:30 2 p.m. Western time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, and about 3:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow with Ray Alexander. We'll be talking about this particular occupation, semiconductor microchipping technology, why black men in particular should consider that particular field. We're going to get into it. You're going to definitely be surprised by what you hear tomorrow. The information that me and Ray Alexander want to lay on the people tomorrow is going to blow you away about this particular profession and why we should get involved in it. And that's women as well, not just men, but women too. But we're particularly focusing as it relates to men. And everybody, have a good night, everybody. Peace. You're listening to the Information Man Show tonight. Everybody, thank you.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Peace.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
The Information Man Show.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
The Information Man Show. Do you want truth? Do you want truth?
Tell the truth.
If you don't want truth, it's not the place for you.
Tell the truth.
If you want truth.
Tell the truth.
If you don't want truth, this is not the place for you.
Tell the truth.
Do you want truth? Truth!
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Truth! Truth! Truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Information Man Show.
Information is power.
Good night, everybody. Welcome. Just good night. Thank you for coming by. I want to say welcome to everybody that was here today. Share the video. I'll be back on tomorrow. And just had to get a few things off my mind about this whole particular issue. And thank you for your support. As always, all of you in the chat room are the best. I have the best audience over here that I could ever hope for. And that's real talk. Take care.